Hello everybody, welcome to Nikki's Live, Laugh, Love Tarot World. I am Nikki. It's November 5th or 6th, I can't remember. It's the day after, a couple days after the supermoon. Today is again Thursday. So we're going to do a reading, and boy do I have some great messages. It's all good, all good. The supermoon has done its job. It has transformed a lot of people. And what I got on the download, again, here it is. I write it. If you don't know me, welcome. Welcome to my new fans and new subscribers. We love and appreciate you. If you like, hype it too. It's cost you nothing to like and hype. So please do that. That helps get me the messages out to my light workers and star seeds and anybody who comes across this. I could already tell the energies are like, get going. Things are speeding up. That's fantastic. We love that. We want to see peace and harmony envelop the planet. We are seeing massive changes on the planet. But for you, my beautiful collective, you've brought in peace and forgiveness in your life. Because you've done that, you're seeing things clearly. You're seeing people for who they are. You know who you are. You know where you're going. And you are a spiritually gifted soul. And you've taken a different path than most of your ancestors. Your spirits and angel guides are cheering for you because you took the road less traveled, which means you took the harder route. You didn't just go with the flow. You stopped. You listened. You told people what you really thought, even if it went against the grain, you were doing it. And Spirit is so blessing you with that now because you did that. Your ancestors are now blessing you with happiness and joy, and abundance is coming. And what you don't see in the shadows is more good news. You're in the new beginning stages of what you love to do, or in work, mostly work, but also love. Money and legacy work is coming within the next 30 days. You're about to hear some fantastic news. It may seem small at first, but it's going to grow so fast. So furious. So that's what I have here. If you want to take a moment and pause and you can read it, that's the breakdown. But let's pull, I love when I'm pulled to my Journey of Oz and Wonderland deck. This is one of my favorite decks that I own. A little pricey, but I love it. So we're going to get moving. And again, I've already blessed this place. And in the name of Jesus Christ, I rebuke and break any curses, hexes, spells, demonic activity, or any other evil thing that has been sent against me or passed through to me or my collective, through the generations or ancestors. And I pray and bind you in the blood of Jesus Christ and return it to sender. I've done all that. I blessed the decks. I've blessed my home. So we're ready to go. Nothing can attach to me or my collective, which I've already done. So we're going to find out what is this beautiful gifts that are coming in. You have found yourself at peace is what I've heard. Peace. I saw a bunch of doves just fly by too earlier. So I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling that energy. And if you haven't felt it, you're in the best mindset that you've ever been in, collective, and you're feeling it and you're feeling great. It's giddy. I'm feeling, again, I love it when I'm in this energy because I'm feeling it for everyone. So let's see what else is going on. The crowning. What's the crowning energy? Once again, I'm only reading upright today. That's what I already said because I wanted to be very clear on the message. We're in the Nine of Wands. We're on the precipice of starting something new. It's an action. You're on the precipice, of taking action. Wands is action energy. So you're on your horse, you've got the armor of God on, is what I heard. Armor of God on. You know what you're going, what you're doing, and you've got the falcon right behind you leading the way. And you've got your horse. You guys been through some battles. That's what I'm hearing. You've been through some battles, but now you're at the top. You're at the top, at the precipice of a 10, which is a new beginning after a 10. So you're very close, like I just said. Within 30 days or so, you're about to get the messages, the information, the new job opportunity, the transition of a home, something is turning for you in your own life, which is good. So that's fantastic. Let's get a little more on that energy. I love it. The forest is even lighting up for you here. There's that light is coming down. Look how beautiful that the light from heaven is coming down on you. You're downloading knowledge from above that is gearing and guiding you toward your new beginning. So that's what's crowning you. Fantastic. Let's get one more on that. I'd like to clarify that a little. What's coming in? What are we on the precipice of? Thank you. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Again, endings. Another 1, 9, 10. Here we go. 9 and 10. You're making a progression. Beautiful. 9 and then 10 of Wands. You've laid down the burdens. There's no more, again, going back to the beginning. You've got peace. You've let these burdens go. So when you do that, what comes in is peace and harmony. 9, 10. You're making maybe the September 10th, 9 and 10, or you're born on the 9th or the 10th. Yeah, the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You're feeling good about love. You're feeling good about life. No matter what you've been through, you've been able to transmute that into the action of, I'm moving forward. 9 and 10. I'm guarding what's mine. I'm taking what's mine, and I'm letting go of what isn't. Thank you. You're letting go what's not yours to carry. 10 of Wands is letting go of the burdens of life, letting go of the burdens and putting down the things that aren't yours to carry. And that is what's crowning this new change of the supermoon. Again, releasing of old, bringing in the new, bringing in peace and forgiveness. And when you release that, boy, that weight lifts right off your shoulders. Congratulations. It could be a fire sign. The Wands are fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. So you could be, or you have those aspects that you're taking that on, that energy in your chart. This person has, even the lizard here on the 10 of Wands, you're putting down the burdens and you've equally distributed the weight on your back, so it's not, not so much of a burden. So 9 and 10 is a 9, and 10 is a 19, which is a 10. So again, endings and new beginnings are right behind. A 10 is the next one is a 1, which I got the Ace of Cups in the pre-shuffle. So let's see if it comes out again. All right, so again, your crowning situation is you're letting the burdens go. You're defending what's yours, letting go what isn't, and now you're ready to move on. Let's see what the challenges and blockages have been with this. What have been the burdens about? What have been these burdens that you let go of? What have been the challenges and blockages to this point? I'm so proud of you because it's taken a long time to finally see what, I was just about to finally see what you've already known, which is the Hierophant. The High Priestess, excuse me. My apologies. The High Priestess. You have listened, and I'm not gonna cross this. This is challenges and blockages, but I'm gonna explain what I mean by challenges and blockages with the High Priestess is that you, your entire existence on this planet, have second-guessed your intuition. People have told you you didn't have the gifts of sight when it comes to the ethereal realm, and you have decided that I'm not listening to these people. Here's a moon in this card. Look at the moon at the bottom of here. She's got the moon down here. The moon again, since the supermoon has heightened your awareness to the spiritual realm and you are more confident than ever that you have these abilities and you are listening to it no matter who says what about what. And that has been the challenge, is that people have tried to steer you away from your spiritual gifts. Okay? You're no longer allowing that because every time you listen to your spiritual gifts, you have been rewarded. And that's what your ancestors and your angels and your spirit guides have been trying to show you, is that you don't need anybody. You have yourself, you have your higher source, and you have God and your ancestors to walk you through the hard times. You don't need to carry other people's stupid burdens of lack, or their burdens of you can't do it, or old mantras. That's been the challenge, and you've broken that. You've broken free. Yay! You're broken free. That's fantastic. So now you know who you are, where you're going, and you have a team. I heard an army of ancestral people behind you that are making sure that you stay on the path that you're most, guided to do in this lifetime. You have a divine mission is what I'm hearing. There's a big thing you're about to do. It may not seem big to you, but it's going to leave a legacy. Once again, a legacy work is in the shadows. It's coming up. You don't see this already, or you may know about it, but you don't realize how far and wide and deep it's going to go. You have no idea. The work you're about to undergo is going to lead you to bigger, better things, and you have been born for this. I heard you were born for this. So let's see what that is. Let's see what's at the basis of all this. What were you born to do here? Let's see where are you going? Thank you. Temperance, boy, patience, major arcana at the basis. You had to be patient. You were born for this moment, and what is driving this is that you have had to learn how to listen to your higher self. You've had to learn how to choose you when it mattered. You had to learn how to listen to your ancestors and higher inner voice that are talking to you, even when it went against the norm, even when it went against the popular nomenclature or the thoughts. And not to say that I believe this, but let me tell you, I'll give you an example. If you're somebody who believes in flat earth, I'm just going to say that. I'm not taking a side either way, because again, we are lied to about a lot of stuff. For all I know, I've never been in space. I'm just going to say what I think, as far as that it's probably round. All the things that I've learned, it seems to be that it's round, but just say, for example, you've had to, say you believe the earth was flat, but everybody around you says, no, it's round, you're retarded. You had to sit down and actually stand your ground and say, no, this is what I believe, whatever it is. Could be about anything. I'm just using that as an example, but it could be about something that people gave you a lot of heat about believing your thoughts and your feelings on things, but you've stayed your ground and you've listened to your intuition, said, I don't care what people, you're at the I don't care what people think, I know what I know. That's what it is. Okay, you don't have to worry about that example, and I'm sorry about the use of the R word. I didn't mean to say that. It's just I'm old school. I don't feel any certain way about anybody's shortcomings, okay? All I'm saying is that you are somebody that has stuck to your guns and believed, even if it went against everybody else's beliefs, you stuck to your guns, okay? You said, no, I'm doing it, and I'm believing this, and it served you well. And now we're finding out, guess what? Some of the things you were saying were absolutely true. It's taken a little bit longer to get to the forefront of everybody else's mind, but you've known it all along because you've been pulling it from the Most High. And now people are turning around wondering how you knew those things. So that's good. That was the base of the issue. Let's see what's going on in the past. What's happened in the past? What was the energy of the past with all of this? What were you in the past feeling, thinking? I know, so it's tough to, especially in your family and friends, when you're going against the grain, when everybody else wants you to just conform, just believe what I believe, and you're like, no, I can't, I don't want to. It's a tough position to be because you probably lost a lot of friends and family about it in the past. Was Knight of Cups, right? Knight of Cups. Just do it, just, you know, take what I'm offering you and just drink the tea, and it's okay. You knew the tea in the past, because this is the Mad Hatter with the tea party. So with the fuzzy, like, just take, again, in the past, just take the propaganda. You were like, I'm not buying this. Propaganda is meant to be shiny and easily to swallow. Thank you. Easy to swallow propaganda. You said, no, I'm not drinking this tea because it's poison. For one, I'm not doing that. It's not right. And you stood your ground, but you kept getting people that were liking the fact that you were standing your ground about those things. But now you brought peace to yourself about that, and people fall away from your life because you're not believing in what they're bringing to you in the past, whatever it is, whether it's love, whether it's a job, hyping you up, the narcissist, the love bombing. Oh, that's love bombing energy here is what I heard. Yeah, love bombing is what I heard. Yeah, the love bombing. What they were doing with you may have been correct, but the way they were presenting it to you was not correct, meaning telling you you're wonderful, you are wonderful, but the way they were doing it is to get you to do things the way, manipulation. Thank you. They were doing things to manipulate you, and you saw through it, but it was hard for you to walk away from a lot of things. Like I said before, you were staying in your truth and holding on to the patience of knowing that what you believe is going to come out again in the future to be the vindication for what I wouldn't be surprised if the justice comes out in the future energy, your present energy. Okay. So you're about to see the things that you were saying others are about to see, the things that they were trying to tell you to get you to believe are not the facts at all. So that's what's coming out now. And that could be also in the macro world as well as the micro world around you. But I'm talking to a collective that's actually kind of didn't believe the crap that we're told for the last 5 to 10. And so now, because you are believing in yourself, you are seeing things clearly, and others are starting to see things clearly because you are the High Priestess. Bingo. 2 major arcana sitting right here in the major positions of you being patient, knowing what you knew is absolute fact. Congratulations. All right, so let's see what the present energy is. Let's see what the present energy is. Present energy. Yep. What the F did I just say? I wouldn't be surprised if the what came out? The Justice. Bingo! Roll it back 30 seconds. I just said, what you've been believing in the past is now being proven to be true in the present. Here it is. Justice is here for you in the present, next to the High Priestess. I swear to Christ, I could not pull out that card if I wanted to. I've tried to do that. I've tried to actually be deliberate in the cards that I saw that in my mind's eye. If I haven't told you, I'm claiming this myself. I have said so much shit in the last 5 to 10 that people have called me, woohoo, nut jobs, spiritually, physically, emotionally. You have done it, you've done the work, and you're a prophet. I'm talking to somebody who got this stuff from the Most High, and because you stood your ground, because you were patient, you got 3 major arcanas. I got goosebumps. I am clear. Look at how beautiful this fucking card is. Bam. Look at the crown. Look at what's above his head. You're getting it from the Most High. You don't need proof. I'm talking to somebody who has had to deal with these people. If it's so true, prove it. Prove what you know. You know what? No, I don't need to prove it because it's going to prove itself. And if people are saying, how did you know? Their answer you should give them is, why didn't you? How come I know and you didn't if I'm so dumb? How come I knew and you didn't? How indeed? Do I have a time machine? No, I just have fucking common sense. Okay? So justice is here for you in the present position. You're about to get a new beginning and you're going to be blessed because you held strong. I don't know what your religion is. I'm not religious, but I'm seeing Jesus nailed to the cross. I'm talking to somebody who was persecuted for their thoughts, made to feel like a piece of shit because you were saying things that are so outrageous that are just now coming true, that have always been true, but people couldn't believe it because the propaganda is so shiny. What they wanted to believe and what their cognitive dissonance wouldn't allow, you were coming down going, all right, bitches, I'll see you in about 5 years. And well, how you like me now? How you like me now? Exactly. Justice is here, and you're about to get your just desserts. And everybody's going to have to sit, and you may or may not get the I'm sorries, and you may or may not get the, wow, you're right. But guess what? We weren't in this. I'm talking to a collective who is here to bring light to the planet, not to get the I told you so's. And if you're in that energy, it sure does feel good. Now, let's be honest. Let's be honest. But it hurts. I'm talking to the people that were like, why didn't you believe me back then? It hurts. Now I moved past you. I've already let this relationship go. I've already let you go 5 years ago. I don't care to revisit this now because you didn't believe in me when it counted. Bingo. That's Spirit is telling you it's okay to listen to these people's apologies, but it's not okay to take them back unless they're sincerely meaning it and you are in that forgiveness mode, but you have moved past this. I'm talking to a collective who is already, the ship has sailed. It's good to hear validation, but you weren't getting it when you needed it. You were being persecuted. I keep saying nailed to the cross. You were being persecuted in your family, in your job, in your relationships with your children, with whomever. And now they're going, well, goddamn. You probably, how did you know? Well, how didn't you, mother effer? How did you not know when I did? Because I got it from the Most High. I trusted my intuition, and I know what I know, and I can't prove it, and that's okay, because guess what? You're not supposed to prove everything in this world. You have to just have faith, because I have faith. That's what you say, because I have faith. Good job, collective. Holy crap. All right, let's see what's in the future. Do I dare? If we get the other judgment card, would be fantastic. In the future, justice is here. Justice is going to be playing out in the way it's meant is just. Karma is the same, but you don't go and give karma. Let the Most High deal with that, because they, believe me, I've witnessed this myself. When you've got karma being dealt, the most 1711 on the clock. When you've got, you will know about it. Spirit is saying you don't have to, your ancestors like, we got this, B, because we know things that you don't know. Still, we see things that, you don't see everything. You don't see what's going on behind your back in the shadows. Again, they do, and they know exactly how to deliver justice in the right way that's going to be felt by all and going to be seen by most. And you're going to get a front row seat, I heard, and you will hear about it. And it's going to feel good because you're going to have the justice, which is the scales are going to be balanced. And you're finally going to be seen and respected, if nothing else. That's all you want, is respect for what you knew. You weren't asking for money. You weren't asking for, you know, anything other than fucking respect about what you had known and what you were getting. It was absolutely the truth from the Most High. I'm talking to somebody who had the clairs, probably in the past lives. You knew this shit too in past lives, and there were a lot of witches that were burned and hanged at the stake because they knew these things, because crows were following them around, because crows don't forget. If you're seeing crows, and you be good to crows, let me tell you what, they tell their ancestors for many, many, many lives that you as a person did something good or bad. And if you don't want to do anything bad to a crow, maybe you're seeing crows, but keep that in mind because they're smart. They're smart. Yep. I'm talking to somebody who's in the 4 cups for a long, long time about what they knew and couldn't express. So that's you. You were able to now express yourself without giving an F, and people are starting to see it. And just putting people in this, I'm hearing this is their energy, not yours. But you were feeling like this back in the day when people weren't listening to you, or at least hearing you out. You weren't asking people to believe. You were just asking people to at least open their fucking mind and listen to what you're saying. It sounds ridiculous now. If I were to tell you 8 years ago that we'd all be locked down, having masks strapped to our face, being forced to take an injection of things that were experimental, and you couldn't go to work, you'd be like, oh, bring the van around, put her to the psych ward. But it doesn't sound so crazy now, does it? Right. You were somebody who was like, listen, I think this is not a good idea that you take that. Listen, I don't think it's a good idea that you put that on your face. I don't think it's a good idea that you should do all these things. I don't think if I'm being told to do it or else, I think there's a problem there. They want to just give you a beer to do, da-da-do. I don't think that's a good idea. You were telling people, and they were like, get out of here. That's not cool. Well, guess what? How you like me now? All right, well, right now you're in the justice mode, and you're okay because you're at peace with this. Once again, I'm being brought back to where you're at. At one point, you were angry, and you let that go now. You're realizing that you can't change anybody but yourself. You realize that you forgive those people that didn't believe. And guess what now? Your job now is to not, again, Spirit is doubling down, and do not, it's hard, believe me, to say I told you so. Do not, you can say, I'm sorry that happened back then, and I'm glad that you see it now, because where we go one, we go all. There's not just a saying, it's true. We are all human collective, we're all connected. You're only as good as your worst enemy, so you need to help those people as much as that's why you were chosen, I heard. That's why you were chosen, that's why you were given these gifts, so you can help wake up the people that are ready. There's going to be people that don't wake up. There's going to be people that don't get it. That's okay. That's not on you. You did the work. Now you're being rewarded, and now your job is over, as far as the time to wake up has already been lost and gone. The ones that have already woke up, that are lost, that are trying to figure out why this happened, that's where you come in. And you're going to live by example, and you're going to show those people, well, listen, how did you do that? Great. Let me show you what I know. Let me tell you what I know. This is what I do know. And those ones that will be in your energy will be the ones that want to learn from you, not the ones that want to persecute you. Thank you, Spirit. At the bottom of the deck. Yep, 7 of Pentacles, because you planted the seeds a long time ago about what this was coming. You told people in the future what was going to be going down. You said, next is this, next is that. So now people are putting the 2 and 2 together, and now they're going to come in. What's happening next? Now you're saying, listen, I can't. You have to go in and talk to the Most High and listen to what's inside here. Shut that shit down as far as your television, your social media. Shut it down and listen. How does this make me feel? What am I getting? Start turning on your intuition and listening to it. That's where you're going to teach others how to do that. And you're doing that by example. You're teaching them by example about what you did to listen to your inner. Everybody has the gift. You just woke up to it before everybody else. So that's fantastic. Fantastic. So future, what's in the future? What's in the future, which is you planting seeds. You're seeing things in the future clearly, so you're going to help others do that. Can I get one for the future, please? Let's get more clarifier on the future. You've already started talking to people about what to do to help prepare for their own future, meaning you're not going out there being a prophet, so to speak, but you do kind of use your common sense, and you see through the illusions of the lies that we were told. You're just telling people to listen to their own gut and stop listening to others to live their life and what to do, what's best for them. They need to do what's best for them based on their own beliefs, and they need to figure out what those really are. Okay, that's too many. Let's see. One, please. Can I have just one of the future energies? It's tough, boy. I can tell you. I've been there. I've lost a lot of people. All right, they said it's a story here. All right, so when I get a bunch of cards like that, I got to look at them all. So I'll go very quickly through them. 9 of Swords. Yeah, 6 of Wands. Victory. Page of Pentacles. I'm taking only upright. Pentacles, and Swords. You've done the deep work. I'm talking to a collective that is going to be victorious. Number 6 of Wands. Here we go. You're going to take action. You've taken action towards your own life, which is your victory. That's fantastic. And you had to make your own way financially. You've had to juggle. I'm talking to somebody financially people wanted you stuck in a financial place. And because of the things that you had to do in your future, I'm taking the overall energies of 6 of Wands. I'm being guided to. 6 of Wands, that's victory. And it could be Victor, Victoria. Nicole also means victory in French. That name, Nicole, means victory, Nikki. So that you have walked through, at the end of the story, and Dorothy, she gets to find out that there's no place like home, I keep hearing. You traveled astrologically out into the ethers to gather the information, but you realize that doesn't matter where or what you do in this lifetime, we all go home to the ethereal, which means spiritual, that the soul that lives forever. So you've been speaking to this, maybe your spiritual gifts have been telling people about life after death. Maybe you're interested in those types of topics, about near-death experiences, which I am as well, about this is just a meat suit that we live in. We've had many lifetimes, and people are so stuck in the old programming that you just live and die, or you got to be buried, you can't be cremated. Those types of things is what I mean. You're breaking ancestral karmic thoughts and old programming, and you're like, listen, you don't. This is one life of many lives, but you don't need to have somebody. You don't need to be codependent. You don't need a third party to be happy, or a second party to be happy. You have all the gifts that you need to be doing it on your own. I'm talking to a collective that does a lot of self work. You're probably single right now, and you're probably doing it all by yourself. And you're telling people that there is no reason to have others in your life to be telling you what to do, that you can do it alone. Maybe you don't. That's part of my ancestral karma, is that you need someone to be happy. No? Sure don't, because I'm extremely happy all by myself. And the justice is that your ancestors want you to live your life for you. You should not be living your life for anybody else. You should be living your life, and anybody that comes along compliments it. They don't take it over. Thank you, Spirit. Bingo. I'm talking to somebody who's had to have a handler in their life, whether it's a parent, a child, a sibling, somebody wants to handle you and tell you where to go, what to do, and you said, no, I'm doing it my way, and you're now being justice is showing itself that not only what you say is what it is, that you are being successful doing it on your own, and you're showing victory while doing it. You've talked to somebody who's wanted to break that, somebody around you in the shadows to get that vibe, even though it didn't come up. And I'm getting the vibe that there's been people around you that's been trying to manage your own finances to keep you dependent on them in some way. So that is something that's a side note for somebody that I needed to say, because I needed to get that out because I keep thinking about it. So speaking of that, let's do your actions. What's your power? If I swear, if the Emperor comes out again, it's been coming out every reading. What's the power that you're taking on right now that's giving you the strength to do this? Your actions. Your actions in all of this? That's too many. That's too many, though. I can't have that. So let's do one, please. Can I get one? One for your power. You've taken on the energy, and I want to say a fire energy, that you're taking action, because especially Aries, thank you. Three of Swords. This is what's been driving you. The fact that you've had to drop the pain and the suffering of others that aren't believing in what you're doing and saying, and the mental games. Thank you. You're putting that to bed, I heard. That's your power, is that you've been able, okay. Going back to it, they brought me back, the spirits and angels brought me back to the last reading, where your superpower is that you can transmute sadness into goodness, meaning that you're able to take the lessons that you've learned and not dwell so much in this and end up depressed. You know, you're somebody that sees the glass as half full. So that's where your actions and your power, you're not letting the pain of the past guide your future, meaning you're learning the lessons and you're able to bring in peace back into your life. You're somebody that is such a gift. Like I said, go back and look at my last reading. I think it was the super moon reading. It could have been, they're all starting to sound the same. But I'm talking to a collective that is able to transmute the pain and heartbreak into power of, I'm going to show them. That's important, because you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for everybody else. You're saying, I don't care what people have told me my entire life. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. If I fail, fine. I'll get back up and start again. I'm talking to a collective that people around you thought that if you failed that you would give up, and you did not. And that's all. You only truly fail when you give up and don't try again. And that's the message I tell my children. You're only truly failing unless you give up. That's when you fail, is when you give up and don't try again. That's when you truly fail. I don't care if you've done it 10 times. I don't care if you've done it 100 times. You keep trying until you're dead. And that's who I'm talking to, is somebody who's going to try it a different way. You're not doing the same shit over and over and over and hoping that it works. You're trying something new. That doesn't work. I'm going to try something else. That doesn't work. And some people can say, well, she doesn't know what she wants to do. She's doing 8 million things. No, I'm doing the best as I can so I can succeed in finding out what makes me happy. That's all you're here to do. And you found it. You finally found what makes you happy, which is your spiritual gifts, and you're going to use that in some way to be victorious, and it's coming in hot. And your power and your superpower is that you're able to transmute negative into the positive, and however that is for you. And that's what bothers people around you that are stuck in they're too afraid to try anything new, because God forbid they get hurt. Well, you know what? It's got to hurt if it's to heal, just like that movie, The Never Ending Story. It's got to hurt if it's to heal. That's for sure. It's going to hurt. And things that hurt you the most, go back in your history. Things that hurt you the most, did you learn that lesson? Yeah, you didn't do it again, whatever it was, right? You learn to do it differently the next time, or else you're going to find yourself there again. But you wouldn't have known it unless you tried. So there you go. Congratulations on that. So let's see who's around you. Oh, all right. I heard. Yep. These people are around you. Let's see. Yep, the empath, that's you, and the Page of Wands as well. So what's around you? You've got surrounding yourself with people that have light. The empath, good with animals, somebody who feels. You're only going to put people around you that are like-minded, and you're bringing in the energies that you're going to be giving out. It's the only energies that you want to bring in. So if you're bringing out love, luck, money, and abundance, that's what's going to surround you. You're not going to bring in any more energy vampires. You're not going to surround yourself with anybody who's taking and not giving. There's no reciprocity. That's gone. You're only dealing with peace and forgiveness and people who have that capability in their heart. Thank you. That's what you're bringing around you, which is fantastic. Page of Wands, again, I love this card. This is a message coming in about taking an action. So somebody's coming in and going to give you an opportunity that you're going to take action on, and it's going to involve your empathic capabilities, meaning you're going to have to use this, energy that you already have to do the work that you're about to do, which is going to leave the legacy that we were talking about in the shadows. So you're only going to surround yourself with people that are like-minded, that are equal give and take from now on. You've learned that lesson. There's no reason to dwell with low vibing energies because it just drains you and they don't return anything to you. I'm talking to a collective that has learned that the justice is equal, give and take is fair, and it's always fair to give as well as to receive. And if you're giving more than you receive, then you're going to walk away because it's okay. And you told yourself that. It's fair. It's okay. And you're defending this because this is the crowning energy. So you're defending it with everything that you have. Congratulations. Got to be more careful about the people who don't treat you right. And they're about to find out because justice is coming in. Very good. That's crowning the whole, besides the 9 of Wands, but the center is the justice. That is what's going to permeate out in your life. You're going to have all kinds of good news, people, abundance, and luck is the new timeline shift that you just had, which is fantastic. It's going to change everything for you, and you're about ready to go. And all the hurt and all the anger has been gone. You transmuted it into peace and forgiveness, because that is what that supermoon has helped you do, is bringing in peace and forgiveness. Congratulations. Let's see what the hopes and fears are. Let's see what hopes and fears you have now. What are your hopes now? What are your hopes? Let's not go with fears. You're not afraid anymore. I'm going to go with what your hopes are, because you're not afraid. You're not afraid. Yeah, moving on to calmer waters. Your hope is that everybody's going to move along now, that the peace and forgiveness is going to continue on. And you're only going to be dealing in the calmer waters of energies, which means you're only going to put yourself around, again, right, doubling down on what I just said. You're only going to be putting yourself around people who are like-minded, who are already open-minded about being an empath, spirituality, love, kindness, peace, all of that. You're not dealing with any kind of negativity any longer, because this doesn't serve you. Things that don't serve you or you're walking away from, which is phenomenal. And your hope is that everybody will do the same. Fantastic. All right, let's see what the future outcome, what's the future outcome for my post-supermoon energy collectives? What have we learned and where are we going? So what's the outcome of all of this? What's the outcome? I'll take a couple cards here, but I'll take any card. Outcome. Oh my God, look at this. Fantastic. Happy, next to the sun, this is the next best card you can get. The 4 of Wands. Look how happy these little midgets are. Yay! Yay! Look at me. We're so happy. Stability. And it's coming in quick, and it's in the upright, which is fantastic. 8 of Wands. Swift movement on your stability. Swift movement on what makes you happy. That's your future. That doesn't get any nicer than that, other than the sun. And that's it. Good times within the next 4 weeks, which is once again... The sun, look at that, bingo. I just said next to the sun. Oh my God, I love it. You have done the hardest, excuse me, they don't want me to tell you, but you're gonna get it. You got a new beginning in work and love that's coming in together. It's gonna give you an abundance of money and your legacy. People are gonna remember who you are, because that's the justice of this lifetime for you. You've been snuffed out in many lifetimes before you can bloom. I'm talking to somebody who's a late bloomer in their life. You don't look like what you've been through. You certainly don't look like your age, and you're the Dorothy of the Wizard of Oz, is what I heard. You bring in victory for everyone, not just you. In the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy freed the entire kingdom of Oz from the Wicked Witch of the West. You have freed your entire lineage of the old programming, the old ways of thinking, that you can't be nothing, that you got to live in poverty, that you can't have enough, the energies of lack. That's what you deserve. You have freed you, and your future generations are going to now have everything they could ever want and more, because of the legacy that you're leaving behind. And at the bottom of the deck, the world is at the bottom of the deck. The looking glass. You see things very clearly now. You see things so clearly now. Bingo. I love it. You are clear as a bell. You see things as they are. You deserve it, and you know that you do. And you got the 3 of Wands at the bottom. Your ships are coming in, and you're about to rain down the blessings in a lot. Any way that you would consider a blessing, your spirit is going to be bringing it in. I'm seeing arrows coming from all over. So you're about to get everything you could ever want when it comes to blessings and happiness, not only for you, but for your village of whoever's around you, your children, your family, your job, the people of your community. Because whatever you're doing is a legacy. Legacy is something that's just not just for you, it's for others. So whatever you're doing is going to be bringing in peace and harmony for everybody around you, which means that now it's a clean slate. I'm seeing a clean slate. You're about to get all the beautiful things that you've been waiting your entire life to come in without much work. I'm talking to a collective that's had to work their ass off to get anything that it felt like a burden the whole entire time. Like, damn. For other people, it just seemed very easy. They'd be like, oop, I got it. And you'd be like, man, I had bought 10 scratch offs. I worked 4 jobs and I can only afford this. I'm talking that struggle is over. You are about to receive you're going to be sitting down and it's going to be coming to you. It's kind of, not to say don't go work. I'm saying things are going to work out easily. Boom, like all of a sudden, bing, here it is. That's what you deserve. Once you got rid of the negative energies around you and put those burdens down, now you're able to get what you receive, which is easily, which is just and fair. Now, that's all you ever wanted. You were somebody who all you wanted was what was just fair. You're not asking for more than anybody else. You were just wanted what was fair and you wanted to be heard. And because you knew a lot of things and because you were the empathic high priestess, because you were in this energy most of your life, at least for the last 5 to 7 years, you've been in this energy, but we're just getting to a place right now where people are starting to listen. People close to you are starting to listen. You surrounded yourself with a few, I can probably say, I'm talking to a collective that can count on one hand how many people that were with you the whole entire time. Less than one hand, I heard. Only 1 or 2 people, boy, but over time you would get another person that goes, you know what, I see what you were saying. I'm so glad that you helped me. You woke up a lot of people. You may not have realized how many people were actually listening when they weren't, but they're too afraid to explain it to you that you were actually correct. Because that is hard to say, that you were right, especially if you had people around you that told you were wrong for a very long time. Because if you were right and they had to face it and go through the looking glass that we just saw, they had to actually see the truth, which means now I got to admit to not just to you, but to themselves, that they were wrong about what they were told. We were all lied to about a lot of stuff. It doesn't make you a stupid person. It just makes you, a genuine person that wants to believe. We are taught as a young child that we are to believe our elders and what they're telling us. So when they're lying to us, it's really tough. And this is why the world is having a hard time and why you have to bring them slowly to these conclusions. Because if you told everybody everything all at once, people would go into civil war, because they were lied to so hard. All right, so congratulations. This is fabulous. This is a great super moon post energy that is going to go on for the entire month. And you're going to stay in this beautiful energy of victory and beautiful. I'm talking to somebody who's looking so good that people are going to be like, damn, you're how old? What? I can't believe it. That's who I'm talking to. People, because God is blessing you not only with physical beauty, emotional, spiritual wellness. You've been no stress, because when you don't have stress and you're in peace, your cells are like in a standstill of getting older because there's no stress and you live longer that way. So you won't have any health issues. I'm talking to somebody whose health issues probably just stopped overnight because you believed in things, because you got it from the Most High and you kept your faith. And those who kept their faith will be rewarded. Thank you, Spirit and angels. Ooh, what else? Messages. Bingo. Because you trusted yourself in the Most High. That is why you held on to that faith and that trust in the Most High. And because of that, you're being given the world, is what I just heard. She's got a little world in her hand. You're being given everything coming from the Most High because you were trusted and you picked this timeline to come into it. You were, in your lineage, I just heard your ancestors chose you out of, how many hundreds and hundreds of people walk the earth. You've been here before, but they chose you for this time. Out of all the ancestors in your family and ancestor lineage, they chose you because you're the one that kept the faith and the trust from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. No matter what was dealt you, no matter what they did to you, you kept the faith that there was something other than this in this lifetime. And because of that fact, you were chosen you have a spiritual strength you are a super god when it comes to your lineage, meaning you have rank in the spirit role that puts you in charge there as well as down here, which is why they have your back. Congratulations. Bam. I don't know who I'm reading for, but congratulations. You are a god among your own ancestors, meaning that you are the ones that they entrusted with their future generations to bring this into this timeline, into this moment. We were in a precarious place. We've tried this 3 times in human history to elevate the planet, and we failed each time, but not this time. And they chose you, and you agreed, and because of that, you're being blessed because you heard the call and you woke up when you needed to. Congratulations. I will also take that because I feel like this is also, because we all are linked, because if you're energizing with my energy, we're all in this together. What else? Thank you. Take your power back. You did it, baby. Not only you took your power back, that's exactly all you had to do is wake up and take your power back of who the hell you are in this world and in the spirit world. Congratulations. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest the blessings in your life. And when you do that, your ancestors have got your back and going to double down on whatever it is you manifest. Fantastic. Between that, trusting that that is your power. You are who you say you are. Don't, and you haven't, but you used to question it, but you don't now. You certainly don't now. You kind of maybe in the past said, well, is this my own thought? Is it? Nope. You're like, mother effer, I'm this person. I am a spiritual advisor. I am a shaman. I am a spiritual leader. I am these people. I am what I say I am, and I know what I say I know. And I don't give a crap if you trust it or don't, but I do. And you learn to trust it, and that's fantastic. And your other one is sensitivity. You are sensitive to everything that you are bringing down, and you're believing in it, so which is fantastic. Archangel Haniel, you're an extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Again, trust it. Trust what you're hearing. That's how we connect. When you shut your eyes and close your ears, you still have stuff going on in your head. That's the higher self talking to you. Believe it. Where else is it coming from? You're not making it up. Sit in quiet reflection. Take a spiritual bath. Go to the ocean. Tune everything out. What comes in? It's coming from somewhere. It's not you making it up. Think. Take music. Use whatever you need to do to help bring you down to where you can quiet the noise. All these things that tell you a vision, TV, music, all these things are to bombard the soul so you don't listen to the Most High. That's why they want to do that to you. That's why they put smart TVs and everywhere in your phone, everything. They want to bombard you with all this radiation and crap to keep you from hearing. 4141 on the timer. So fantastic. You are who you say you are. Your spirits and angel guides, the more you recognize it, the more they're going to give you. Because if they were to give you all the strength and the spiritual the power that you had in the very, very beginning, you wouldn't have been able to handle it, they heard. You had to slowly become awakened to that knowledge that you had the spirit, had this link to the spirit world, because you would have thought, I need to go to the mental institution. A lot of these people that are in the mental institution are hearing certain spirits. They could be good or bad. It all depends on who they're listening to, and it could be seen as nuts. No, it's not nuts. A lot of these people are being given, and again, pharmaceuticals. I'm not saying don't take your medications. Please talk to your doctor. But some of this stuff is not what's best for you. You have to do your due diligence and do your research on the medications that you're taking. Find out what's in it. What's in it? Why am I feeling this way? Do some spiritual cleansing. Do all that. And all those things matter. So please see your doctor if you're not well, but I'm talking to somebody who's feeling pretty good, because you're starting to get things come into fruition that you've been saying all along. And your angel said, look at the bottom, look at the bottom. All right, look at the bottom. Compassion, thank you. Compassion, your last message from your angels and spirit guides is compassion. Archangel Zedekiel. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Thank you. That's what spirit wants you to remember. Yes, it's nice to know that you were right all along. Yes, you know that you've come to peace and you've forgiven the people that didn't believe in you. Now it's the part to where we move on and we reconcile with ourselves, as long as forgive. Once you forgive, you don't forget. But once you forgive, then you can move on. And the more you do that, the more you let it go, which I believe you're doing. We're not all 100% there yet. But once you let it go, the justice is going to fall the way it needs to. And you're going to get the apologies and whatnot that are meant to come to you. But the ones that don't, they haven't done the work. The ones that do have done the work. The ones that can actually muster and swallow that pill and say, you're right, I'm sorry. Acknowledge that. Say, I thank you for that, and move on. Doesn't mean you need to take them back. Doesn't mean you need to bring them back into your world and give them everything they get. No, it just means that they've actually learned a lesson from you and you did your job. And that's just a little validation that you're on the right path of where you're going as well. But forgive. I understand and I forgive you. It'll help you put down more burdens than you ever thought possible. And you may find that those people will thank you in the end. But they may not say it, but they do believe it. So congratulations. I'm talking to a teacher, somebody who teaches others by example. And that's all that the spirit and angel guides are asking you to do is 4422, is to teach by example. Your life path could be a 22, a 33, 11. Look up your life path number. It's very easy to find. I'm talking to somebody who's had these gifts from an early age. And they started it from an early age, and they tried to put you down and snuff it out from all these demons or these principalities that They come into through the people that know you. You were born with these gifts, and the principalities that didn't want this to come to fruition because they knew their time was up. They tried to steer you off their path, but you didn't listen. And because you didn't listen, now, because you didn't listen, you've got justice and victory. It's right here. It's happening. Look around. You're about to see things that you've never seen before happen, and it's going to validate the things that you've been saying for a long, long time. So everybody, I hope that has helped you. I have so enjoyed this reading. Every reading is like amazing. I get emotional because if you like it and hype it. If you like it and hype it, I will appreciate that. Please leave me some kind of emoji. I like my little turkeys. It's my favorite time of year. I just love between Halloween and January. It's my favorite time of year. And then again, I like March and April because of the spring. Because I'm in Southwest Florida, we don't get much change of seasons. So I tried to trick myself as much as I can with the stuff around the table. So I hope you had a good time. If you made it this far, like and share, like and subscribe and hype. And I will see you again on the next one. Take care, everyone.